Helios 9 was not supposed to be remembered. It was not a capital world, not a military fortress, not a cultural beacon. It was a trade colony placed along a mid-tier hyperspace corridor inside the Zalthran Dominion, a political experiment wrapped in polished architecture and diplomatic optimism. Humans and Zalthran lived there together, at least on paper. Commerce flowed. Taxes were collected. Flags flew side by side in carefully measured proportions. The Dominion called it proof of benevolent expansion. Earth called it strategic coexistence. Children called it home. And on the morning everything changed, the sky over Helios 9 was a soft silver blue, filtered through atmospheric regulators designed to mimic Earth's temperate climate bands. Market vendors were arranging produce. Cargo drones hovered above transit lanes. Dominion banners shimmered across civic towers like metallic silk in the wind. It was tax collection day. No one expected history to bend before noon. Aria Solena Reyes was 7 years old and believed the universe was much smaller than it truly was. To her, Helios 9 was 4 city blocks, a red candy stall, and the gravity ball her father had bought her after finishing a 6-month orbital engineering contract. The ball was bright cobalt blue, fitted with a microfield generator that allowed it to bounce higher than physics usually permitted. She liked the way it hummed faintly when it struck the pavement. Her mother had told her to stay near the residential arcades while Dominion officials passed through. Aria nodded because she always nodded, but curiosity and boredom were stronger than caution in the mind of a child. She kicked the ball harder than she meant to. It sailed upward, clipped the edge of a light column, and rolled into the central transit lane. Right as the Dominion procession arrived. High Executor Vial Kor of the Zalthran Dominion was not a monster by his own species standards. He was disciplined, hierarchical, loyal to imperial law. His kind valued order above sentiment, structure above emotion. The Zalthran were tall, chitin-plated beings with elongated cranial crests and segmented armor integrated into their biology. Their voices resonated in layered tones, like 2 speakers slightly out of sync. Valkor had overseen 32 colonial compliance operations. He believed disorder must be corrected immediately. When the cobalt blue sphere rolled to a stop against his armored foot, he looked down slowly. The procession halted. His guards tightened formation. Aria ran forward, smiling. "Sorry," she called out instinctively, the universal language of children everywhere. She bent to retrieve her ball. That was when one of the guards stepped forward. The Zalthran Dominion classified unregistered physical contact during tax procession as a potential threat vector. The law did not distinguish between intent and impact. It did not recognize youth. It did not recognize innocence. The guard's enforcement weapon discharged with a flash of white-violet light. There was a sound, a terrible, short sound, then silence. The ball rolled a few inches further before coming to rest. The market stopped breathing. Aria's mother screamed. Security drones captured everything from 3 angles. The footage was crystal clear. No weapon in the child's hand. No aggressive movement. No threat signature. Only a child reaching for her ball. Valkor did not flinch. He turned slightly toward the mother's cries. "Order must be maintained," he said, his voice resonating through public amplifiers. The procession continued. The tax collection resumed. Above the street, a civilian security node quietly transmitted the footage to its off-world backup relay. It passed through Helios 9's network, then into Dominion space, then beyond. It reached Earth in 4 minutes and 17 seconds. The United Earth Directorate did not respond immediately. It did not release statements. It did not issue condemnations. It did not call for emergency debates. The footage was reviewed by an AI first. Aurora 9. Supreme Strategic Oversight System. It processed biometric signatures, cross-referenced legal protocols, simulated diplomatic response trees, probability of reconciliation through negotiation, 0.004%. Probability of Dominion admission of wrongdoing, 0.0007%. Projected long-term casualty increase if no response enacted, 11.8 million over 2 decades. The AI paused for 0.9 seconds. Then it flagged the footage for level Omega review. General Helena Virex was summoned. Helena Virex had commanded fleets before. She had seen war in vacuum. She had watched ships fracture under plasma barrage. She had ordered sacrifices she still carried at night, but when the footage played before her, she did not blink. She watched the ball roll. She watched the smile. She watched the flash. She did not speak until it ended. Was there any threat? She asked. Aurora. 9 responded calmly. Negative. Was there any justification under Dominion Civil Code? Affirmative. Code 17 Theta. Enforcement without discrimination. Helena's jaw tightened slightly. How many human miners currently reside within Dominion territory? Estimated 2.3 million. Silence settled across the war chamber. Helena finally spoke. Prepare Black Veil. Black Veil was not a war plan. It was a doctrine, a last resort, a measure designed to end conflict so completely that repetition became statistically unlikely. It required total mobilization of Earth's strategic fleet reserves. It authorized severance of all diplomatic channels. It activated dormant defense constructs in deep space, and it had never been used. Until now. Aurora 9 transmitted coded signals across hidden relays. Shipyards accelerated production cycles. Deep orbit carriers powered dormant cores. Colonial evacuation advisories were issued without public explanation. Across Earth, citizens noticed something subtle. The sky above certain regions began to hum faintly. On Helios 9, Aria's name was removed from the civic registry by Dominion administrators within the hour. Incident resolved, the official log stated. Her parents were placed under surveillance for emotional instability. The market resumed operations by evening, but something invisible had shifted. Human workers stopped making eye contact with Dominion officials. Trade negotiations stalled. Ships scheduled for departure quietly left early. Vial Kor submitted his routine compliance report. He did not know Earth had already begun calculating the end of his empire. 3 days later, the first human fleets disappeared from visible space. Not retreating. Repositioning. The Eclipsed Armada had been scattered across exploration zones and patrol sectors for years, intentionally unthreatening in formation. Now they converged beyond sensor range of Dominion detection grids. Thousands of vessels. Not sleek diplomatic cruisers, not exploratory science ships, war constructs, angular, dense, armored for sustained engagement. Helena Virex stood before the assembled admirals. The galaxy believes humanity is restrained because we are weak, she said calmly. They will learn the difference. No cheers followed, only acknowledgments, cold and professional. Vial Kor first realized something was wrong when 3 Dominion outposts went dark simultaneously. No distress calls, no debris fields, no radiation spikes, just silence. The Obsidian Mandate fleet was dispatched to investigate. They never reported back. Dominion intelligence labeled it anomalous interference. They did not yet label it war. Helena authorized Phase 1. Orbital denial. Human fleets emerged from dark space along major Dominion trade arteries. Hyperlane beacons were disabled within seconds. Shipyards were targeted with precision kinetic strikes, Not cities, not civilian centers. Infrastructure. Power grids flickered across 12 systems. Military command nodes went offline. Dominion admirals attempted to coordinate counteroffensives. Their communications were severed mid-transmission. Earth did not broadcast threats. Earth did not demand surrender. Earth executed sequence after sequence of strategic dismantlement.